Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Eric. I'll be taking you through this topic, integers, and for this lesson, we're going to look at division of integers. We'll start by seeing what division of integers is all about. Then after that, we'll see some sample questions on division of integers, and of course, at the end of the lesson, we'll be able to give you some assignment to help you practice and just to help you check on your understanding of the concept as discussed through this lesson. So we want to see the rule that is applicable when it comes to division of integers. So the first one is that when you are dividing numbers with the same sign, that is, remember the integer is all about directed numbers. So numbers, like, they have signs. For example, you can have maybe +2 divided by -3. So you see, now in this case, these are the signs we are talking about. So when we divide numbers with same signs, either positive and positive or negative and negative, the result is always a positive, a positive number. So this one here is 2/3 positive. You can have -2 divided by -2, 1. See, signs are the same. So every time you're dividing numbers with the same sign, remember that the answer is supposed to be positive. And then secondly is that when we divide numbers with different signs, one being positive and the other negative, the result is always a negative number. So take note of that. So a good example is, let's say you have a -2 divided by +3. See, now this is going to be a -2/3. See, the answer is negative. If you have -2 divided by 2, this is going to be -1 because the signs are different. So every time you're dividing numbers that are having different signs, remember the answer is supposed to be a negative answer. So we have a series of examples just to help us practice on the same. And we have the first one being -3 divided by -3. So how do you go about it? So you see, now we've said, now if the signs are the same, remember the answer is supposed to be positive. So you just divide the numbers normally, the way we divide natural numbers. But now we have to remember, we have to check whether the signs are the same or whether the signs are different. So if they're the same, remember the answer will be positive. And if the signs are different, you must remember that the answer will be negative. So like in this case, in this first example here, you see we have -3 and -3. So this -3 here and this other -3. So same signs, the answer must be positive. So you just divide 3 divided by 3 is 1. Positive. Why is it positive? Because signs are the same. See that. But now, so the division sign, just divide 3 divided by 3, 1. The same applies to this one here, number 2 here. So we have 8 divided by 8, 1 again. Are the signs different? No, the signs are the same. So because we have the same signs, negative and negative, the answer is supposed to be positive. Yes. So that is how we do that part. We have other examples now. You see here now. We have, and remember, previously we said, now if the sign is not indicated, you can't see positive or negative indicated there, then it's taken to be positive. Again, if it is positive, you can write it without necessarily indicating the sign. So this sign here, the number 3 here has a positive sign. So this first 3 has negative, the other one has positive. So those signs are different. And so that is what we are saying, that if the signs are different, the answer must be negative. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, but now we write -1. Why -1? Because the signs are different. The same applies to number 4 here. Example number 4. You see now, again, this 8. Remember, for directed numbers, the sign is normally written on the left-hand side of the number. So this is where the sign should be. But again, we said if it is positive, most of the time you don't write it. Just write as 8. But that means that is interpreted to mean positive 8. So again, positive 8 divided by divided by negative 8. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. But because those signs are different, we'll use negative 1. Yeah, so take note, negative 1. So again, we have number 5 here. So we have negative 2 here divided by positive 3. So here, fortunately enough, the sign positive is indicated. So you can see the signs are again different. So we have negative 2 over 3. See, so you can write it as a fraction, you know. This one can be written as a fraction. So negative 2 divided by positive 3, you can simply write it as a fraction that way. That is a simpler version of the same, you know. So you might come across an instance where we have now 2 divided by negative 3. See, now this one here. So this will reduce to 2 over negative 3. So you cannot leave your answer in this form. The negative must always be taken to the numerator. So another way of looking at it is that you multiply both numerator and denominator by the negative, you know. So maybe negative 1 by negative 1. So that you see how is this negative moving from the denominator here to the numerator, you know. So negative 2 by, 2 by negative 1 is negative 2. And then, of course, negative 3 by negative 1 is 3. So this is a case where after dividing, you see this one here, we divided and we ended up with a negative in the numerator. What if the negative ends up in the denominator? You have to remove it. You have to take it back to the numerator. See? So that is supposed to be the. So if you left the answer maybe at this point, that normally attracts a penalty of, A0 mark. That is a wrong answer. So it's not treated as a correct answer, this one here. So it has to be simplified in such a way that we have the negative going to the numerator. So take note of that. Now we have this one here, 8 divided by negative 8. Again, the signs are different, so the answer is just negative 1. See, negative 1. Why negative? Because the signs are different. So we have operations on on division involving more than a pair. Like we have this pair here, and we have another pair there. So what you do now is to group the numbers in pairs. So I'll group this pair here. I will also take that pair. So negative 2 by negative 3, negative 2 here divided by negative 3 is again 2 over 3. Why? Positive because the signs are the same. Now this is multiplied by the other pair. Again, negative 3 divided by negative 2. See, again, the signs are the same. So I'll just use 3 over 2. And of course, now this can simplify to 1. See, this is just multiplied normally, numerators and denominators. So that is 6 over 6, which is equals to 1. So again, you do the same thing here. First pair, second pair, and then the other one can remain alone. So you have negative 2 divided by negative 1, that is 2 because the signs are the same, multiplied by negative 1 divided by negative 2. That is going to be 1 over 2. So take note, it's the first number first. The first number here, if you're dividing, the first number must be in the numerator. The first number, like 1 here, is in the numerator, then the second number is in the denominator. See, so this is the first pair, this is the second pair, and then the other one is negative 1. So if you multiply the first 2, 2 by half is, 2 goes here 1, 2 goes there 1. So 1 by 1 is 1. Then 1 times negative 1. So I multiplied the first 2 and then I multiplied by the last one. So 1 times negative 1 is again going to be negative. Number 9 again, the first pair here, the second pair, and then the other one is alone. So 2 divided by -1 is -1, -2, I mean. So you realize then 2, if you divide it by negative, so we have positive and negative. Two signs are different, so the answer must be negative. 2 divided by 1 is just multiply by. Now -1 divided by +2, the signs are different, so the answer is going to be -1 over 2 times -1. So again, these ones, you are multiplying the two at the same, multiplication of integers. That is what we did in the previous video. Possibly you can check if you missed out on that. So then 2 here, 1, 2 there, 1. So -1 times -1 is +1 times -1. +1 by -1 is equals to -1. And finally, we have again this pair here. We have this pair and the other one is alone. So 3 divided by -1 is -3. 1 divided by -2 is -1 over 2. You can write it as 1 over -2, but remember, you try to make the sign to be, the negative sign to be in the numerator, of course, times -1. So -3 by -1, -3 by -1, that is going to be 3, because signs are the same. And then by -1, so that is going to be -3 over 2, which then reduces to -1 and 1/2. So that marks the end. You can attempt the questions as given in the assignment to help you practice and also help get your understanding of the concept. So that is all for the lesson. Until next time, goodbye.